You guys asked for it. Last week you saw my first impressions for 10 winter anime series. Here's another round of them. A quick intro and first impressions for a few winter anime. Before we begin this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss these latest videos. Let's go ahead and get started. Winter anime number 5, Gabriel Dropout. We're beginning this with a supernatural comedy. This one focuses on the angel Gabriel. Gabriel is sent to the human world as part of the process to becoming a full angel. Part of this involves her getting to know other humans while attending their high school. Unfortunately, Gabriel discovers the wonderful world of MMOs. It's all downhill from there. She literally doesn't leave the house for days. This really reminds me of my old college roommate that played Team Fortress 24/7. Anyway, eventually the lazy angel makes it to school, only after getting some help from her friend. The series also has other angels and demons attending their school. The one other angel we get to meet acts more like a demon, and Gabriel's demon friend acts like how you would expect angels to behave. This Gabriel Dropout anime is a comedy series, and it did actually have me laughing with some unexpected scenes. The only issue I found so far with the comedy is just that I didn't find any of these scenes without Gabriel to be that funny, or even that amusing. Perhaps I just need to spend more time with the characters for them to grow on me. I'm gonna be deciding after episode 3 to see whether to continue. Winter anime number 4, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. One day, a dragon shows up at Miss Kobayashi's doorstep. It's Japan, so nothing out of the ordinary. The dragon turns into a maid and tells Kobayashi that she wants to serve her. I just told myself, okay, let's go with it. Apparently, Kobayashi got drunk one night, went into the mountains, and found this dragon. They ended up talking and she made a couple of drunk promises with it. This series ends up being a fish out of water story. The Dragon Maid doesn't know much about how things work, so she ends up screwing a lot of her actual maid work. A little bit later, there is a smaller dragon girl that also joins in, cause why not? 2 dragons just makes things more fun. It then turns into 2 dragons trying to figure things out in this world. At the same time, Kobayashi is caught in the middle of all their shenanigans playing the straight man. I think it actually works out pretty well. This anime series is either really amusing or just fun to watch. The best scene so far in the series has been the playful dragon vs dragon match in episode 2. If I had to mention a negative for the series, it just involves the random boobage bouncing from the Dragon Maid. Overall, this anime doesn't have me completely hooked yet, but there is enough stuff here to keep me coming back every week. Winter anime number 3, Seiren. This one is a high school romantic anime comedy focusing on shoichi. One day, a pretty popular girl at the school starts taking this interest in him. It seems like nothing comes out of this until the summertime. The guy goes to some summer cram school that's in the middle of nowhere. Randomly, this Hikari girl suddenly shows up there, something about her parents making her go. A little bit later, there's some misunderstanding that happens, and it causes all the other students to start calling her a slut. The guys there also start hating on Shoichi for being in a relationship with her, or so they think. The main character for the series is apparently the type of guy that has never had any interaction with the opposite sex. He freaks out over every little small thing involving her. He's also super horny, so his imaginations with this girl get pretty wild. As for this Hikari girl, she's the type of girl who is completely aware that everyone around her thinks she's attractive. So, this means she's either actually into this guy, or she's simply teasing him and leading him on. Either way, there's simply not enough here to keep me interested. I could easily say that I'm dropping this anime. Winter anime number 2, Fuuka. We got another high school romance anime here. We meet our main character, Yu. One day on his way to school, he's suddenly tackled by this girl that comes running out of nowhere. Even though it's clearly her fault, she somehow thought that this guy was trying to take a panty shot of her. She reacts by smashing his phone. Ouch. Later on, surprise surprise, it turns out that Fuuka is in the same class as this guy. So far, a huge negative for me in this first few episodes has just been how many times there's been some kind of panty shot from Fuuka. It's really that very familiar scene when the main character happens to see them and then the girl, in this case Fuuka, gets mad. You honestly can't blame anyone though. Fuuka is literally wearing an extremely short skirt that is maybe an inch longer than her underwear. Anyway, the series keeps on finding a way to put these together. Slowly, Fuuka starts to get close to this guy. Fuuka reminds me a lot of a toned down Haruhi. Later on, she even wants to start a band together with the guy. There's also some other developing storyline about the guy's childhood friend being a famous singer. It's pretty clear that this is heading towards a love triangle situation. It's just not very interesting. Winter anime number 1, Handshakers. This is a very special anime series that deserves a mention, really just for the unique experience that I had while watching this. Let me attempt to explain Handshakers. The series begins without anyone knowing what the hell is going on. To make things worse, there's a ton of moaning coming from this chained up girl. This happens at the very beginning and also at the end of the first episode. I immediately had to turn the volume on my computer down. I didn't want my roommates to think I was watching some Japanese porn or something. Anyway, after that confusing first scene, it then goes back to earlier in that same day. This whole series just has some really terrible use of CG combined with awful camera movements. This lovely combination made me feel a bit nauseous just watching this. I thought it was just me, but then it turns out that most people watching this piece of crap felt the same way. So our story setup in this has this main character going to some university and finding this mystery sleeping girl. She happens to wake up after he holds her hand. Don't ask why he was touching a sleeping girl. A professor comes out and tells the guy that now he cannot let go of her hand or she'll die. A little bit later, both of them find themselves in this parallel world fighting against this chain guy, who's also got a partner girl chained up too. Apparently, these special partners are called Handshakers. Yeah, you could guess what that means, and honestly, it's a pretty stupid name. These so-called Handshakers get their special power by holding on to these partner girls. The main character in this gets this defensive gear ability from his partner girl. Later on, these gears also come together to form this giant sword so he could go on the offense. The whole reason they're fighting in this world is supposed to be this game. But anyway, back to the girl. She doesn't talk at all. Yeah, this guy now has to take care of this child. They of course take advantage of this and show them going to the bathroom together. Don't forget how weird this is, considering she's like 12. Also, it's not like the show follows its own rules anyway, since they stop holding hands once they're naked in the bath together. Oh, and you would think that his classmates, or at least his parents, would question why he won't let go of this girl. It's not an issue that anyone seems to bring up at all. I was just trying to find some sort of explanation for this, but they don't care, so why should we as the audience give a freaking fuck? Overall, this definitely was the most unique experience I had watching an anime in a while. If there's anything positive that I could say about Handshakers, it's just that it had me captivated at just how awful it was. This thing is a train wreck that you can't turn away from. It's just funny because this actually might keep me watching, or at least just binge watch it after the series is done. Anyway, let me know, have you guys had the wonderful experience of Handshakers? Or I think the better question would be, how far did you make it into the first episode before dropping this garbage? Hey guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your first impressions for any winter anime down below. Everyone watching definitely wants to see what others think about the current winter season. Which anime have you guys dropped? And which ones are you still watching? As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more top anime videos like this one. There's a new top anime video every week. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the first part of the winter anime season and I'll see you guys later.